Amy, ready for Q&A?
Yeah.
Someone's congratulating you on your little lilac, or your blue that carries Coco girl. Yes.
Yeah, no, she carries Testable and Coco.
That's right.
I mean, she is a little stout thing, just like her daddy, Goldfinger.
Yes, she got a little...
Which he is out of S.A. and Homey. So S.A.'s her granddaddy and Homey is her great-granddaddy.
Right.
So that little girl's got some
good genes.
Good genes,
and she can
deluxe
make new shades
her.
in Isabella's.
And her mama weighs 17 pounds, so she's a little bitty thing. And when you feel of her, she's tight. She's tight as a rock. Just a little tank like her daddy.
David Rosser. My girl Luna was bred. First AI was 10.68 on March 10th. Did a third AI. When we tested, she was at a 4.6. She has no more discharge. Her numbers on the 27th were 6.07. Yeah, you got one of these dogs that's bouncing all over the place. I mean, so you're asking whether or not you should just call it good or not. No, I would. No, I don't think so. I think that she never got to the point that she was at breeding numbers, which needs to be 50 and higher if this is an IDEX. So I would see, what was that? The 27th, she was 607. I would breed her again today and test again, and hopefully you get some better numbers. So I would not hang back. I would do another breeding for sure, and I would breed I would test and breed every 2 days till the numbers are 15 or higher. Someone's asking about incubators for bulldogs. Should we use the smaller or the larger incubator? Easy answer, big one. Not much difference in price. The small one's great for 30-pound dogs, adults like Frenchies, but the bigger ones, you got twice as much room in there. And the only thing that's wrong with a bigger one, a little bit more expensive, but hardly any. That's really more of a shipping issue. Is that it's just a little bit more awkward. You can't go through a door so easily with a big one, whereas the small one's a one-handed operation. So if you've got Frenchies, get the small one. Anything that's 40-50 pound dogs.
What, about 9 puppies in that incubator? Small
in
incubator?
The small one, yeah.
9 little French bulldogs will fit in there perfectly.
Okay.
Babies.
Someone's asking about Facebook. I hardly use Facebook, but Chanel's starting to do some stuff on Facebook, so she'll probably get the questions.
Yeah.
Alan Lynch, thanks for answering my question on 10 points. The female I used is ATAT, so the pups are guaranteed 10 points. Why they're not really visible at 9 days old? We didn't tell us what the other parent was, but to get 10-pointed dogs, you've either got to get ATA or ATAT. ATA tend to be a bit more orangey in colour, or more tan in colour, and ATAT tend to be a bit creamier in colour. If you don't see 10 points...
Did you say ATA?
Yeah. ATA is a bit orangier. Yeah. Yes, right.
Well, no, ATATs can be a bit orangier. Just depends on the cream.
Okay, we've got a different opinion about this. ATAT with cream gets very white 10 points.
Yeah.
Cream tends to modify. Copy of cream, not 2 copies of cream because it hides it.
Even with the ATATs, the cream makes it creamier.
But would you not agree that if you know the difference of a non-cream carrying dog, ATAT versus ATA, what would you say was the lighter colours?
I think they're both the same. I really
Well,
do.
I'm going to go with ATA.
So let's get feedback from everybody else, see what they say.
Gabby's wrong.
You wish. You wish.
Well, if you go look at, for instance, at look at Chairman, who's ATAT, and then look at Hercules, who's ATA, and you'll see the difference there. But again, everybody chime in on this. I don't want to. But the simple answer is, why you're asking why the 10 points not showing. Typically because you've got brindle present, or they're not ATATs or ATAs. So there's your answer on that.
Maybe they're just a sable.
Could be just a sable, which is ATA, AYAT. Thank you, Tammy.
Yes. Aren't you glad I'm here with James?
I am.
Whenever he says, "You want to go with me to town?" and I'm like, I know exactly what he wants me to do. He wants me to do some videos.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. I mean, your input's good.
Fun.
Well, people
it's
enjoy
fun.
both of us together on this. I mean, so we've got slightly difference of opinion, and so it's always good to bounce it off people because nobody's always right.
Right.
There's always, different opinions about
Especially
things.
you, James. You're not always right.
I was wrong once. That was 20 years ago, but I found out that was a mistake.
Are you talking about when you married me?
No, that wasn't a mistake. Well, I don't think it was a mistake. I guess we'll find out, right? You're probably going to serve papers on me tomorrow, and then it was a mistake. Nesta Gipreros. I have a lilac and her eyes glow red with my camera on video. That means she's BB or little C or little CO. Could be either. Either of those will produce. So the dogs that produce red eye glow are dogs that are 2 copies of chocolate, testable, 2 copies of cocoa, or merles. They all produce red eye glows. So you could have a platinum dog that's cream, but is in fact got 2 copies of chocolate, one version or the other, that'll have a red eye glow. But don't be fooled by red eye glow in a merle, because that'll mess you up. Or even
Go get your DNA done.
Well, that's right. Tammy's always have.
Yes. Know what the parents are, past parents are, and get the DNA done.
Eastern Maya, I'm thinking about letting my 2 virgin Frenchies, Bianca and Rocco, to breed naturally. Thoughts? Overheat. Will they be able to breathe okay during the process?
I like the way he said that. Virgin Frenchies.
Yes. So, so the problem you typically have is they don't get the job done, and the poor old male gets exhausted in an attempt to do it. And the next thing you know, he's just squirted out something on the floor that's not doing any good. So I don't know why you don't want to do an AI. It's really easy. You don't have to involve a vet. You can absolutely do it yourself. So you can absolutely put them together and see what happens. If they don't get hooked up, then step in and do it yourself.
It's safer when you do the AI.
Well, what Tammy's talking about is sexually transmitted diseases, which you probably
Right.
don't have. You've already got to face that battle because these dogs are together all the time. So I doubt
Yeah.
you have any problem.
Yeah, if they're in your yard and they're your dogs, then that's probably okay. But I see a lot of people with dogs that they have no clue about, and they're letting their males all over those females and licking them and all that stuff. And boy, howdy, you can lose your whole kennel if you're not careful.
Keith
Of course,
Clark.
We test.
Yeah, we test
everything
dogs
that
routinely.
comes.
Yes, when we test dogs that come to us, and we
Right.
routinely test our dogs too. Never had a problem with it, but don't ever want to have a
We
problem.
don't use
Yeah.
their females for teasers. We use what we have
Yes.
for teasers.
Keith Clark, can you tell me what you know about M-box linkage test? The answer is not much. Both of my females came back with traits like linked to IVDD. The relevance of this is debated heavily. Correct. My understanding is most fancy carry these genes. Yes, a lot do. Secondly, M-box test for over 200 genetic conditions. One of my females carries 1 trait related to cardiomyopathy, and 1 trait regresses to progressive retinal atrophy. Should I insist our owners test for these results or disqualify her from being bred altogether? I don't think you should do either. I don't think you should worry about this probably. And other people are going to say otherwise on this, but look, there's 200 tests, and the problem with this is you're going to find most of our dogs haven't done the M-box test for those traits. I don't use M-box. I use animal genetics. So, I wouldn't know the results of those 200 genetic tests, and I can tell you this. How long have we been doing this for, Tammy?
18 years.
How many times have we run into problems where we've had dogs that are all whacked up because they've got genetic problems?
None.
Yeah, right.
Zilch.
I mean,
Zero,
zilch for us,
zero,
and
zero.
most of these breeds, of course, are our dogs for other people. So there's a huge, literally thousands of these, and it's not to say that people don't run into an occasional problem, cleft palate or something else, but they're far and few between. So I think that the more common problems that I see in Frenchies are dogs that structurally just don't look very good, and they get bred anyway. So I say fundamentally get what looks like a sound dog that doesn't have knock knees, long legs, incorrect structure. That's probably much more critical than this other stuff, in my opinion, but other people will say otherwise. How would I confirm I did the dew claw removal correctly? Because the dew claw doesn't grow back. And I have done this occasionally where I have not removed enough of the dew claw and it has grown back. Just leave it. Because the other option here is to go back and have surgery done to remove.
Because it's a bone, the older they get.
Yes, calcify, but you can't do this after a week old. So just live with it. And I mean, your chances are you got it done properly.
The good time to do it is, 3 to 7 days. 7 days is stretching it, but the younger the better. But you want to make sure everybody's going good and healthy before you do it. Make sure that little bitty.
So I did a video here catching slonchers, brindle and French bulldogs, how to avoid or reduce it. And Catching says, I have a blue brindle and he has let out some heat. He's a good stud. Take this video with a grain of salt. So the grain of salt is look, if you don't mind having brindles, go for it. I mean, it's not a problem. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that we don't have any brindle dogs because
our tan points are so high. Yeah, right. We're so high with the tan points.
So we don't have any brindle dogs these days. We did have brindle studs before.
When we started out.
Yep, did. And we're not knocking brindles. Don't you know? So the grain of salt is, you've got to go over that in there, by the way, in that block right there. If you want to go like a left, right here, or wherever you can do it. Jenna Farmer, love your videos. Is Dior still available? No, he is not. The website page is up to date, so any dogs that are on there are. Oh, that's pretty red on that card. No, just go around the side over there. Just go at the end, take a left. So the answer is Dior is not. He's still alive, still kicking, still doing good. He's in Florida, but he's not studying anymore. He's too old. Take a left. I think. Yeah, Everett Jones. And that's 11 minutes, so we'll say goodbye to you all. Bye, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.